diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I already have people here. That's pretty fast because I'm not done sharing. I'm getting there. But happy Sunday. Yeah, come on, Kitty. All right, come on. Just find a spot to sit. You need your daddy this morning. This is my lap cat. He's the only cat that will sit in my lap. It's Bastion. You're a pretty good kitty. You're a good kitty. He hates kisses. He really doesn't like attention, so the fact that he sits in my lap is just weird. I think it's a comfort thing. So, but happy Sunday. Feeling a little bit better today. We're getting there. All right. A little bit better. I think I'm going to go ahead and take my Zofran, though. I have one Zofran. One Zofran. I think I'm going to go ahead and take it. So, give me a second. Oh, thanks, Kitty. That was nice. All right. And everybody's still sleeping, so I'm going to be kind of quiet. Hi, Amber, and thank you very much yesterday for covering me for me. I appreciated that. Zofran, the best drug in the world, besides crack. I don't know. Never had crack. Hey, would you like some crack? No. No, stupid crackhead. I'm better than you. Right? This shirt's a little too hot. I'm on to wear it though. Right. Yes, I do have an LA jersey. God, I'm a Bronco fan. From LA to it's like I just went from being a jock to a stoner in a matter of a shirt change. I like a lot of different stuff, but welcome to the Daily Trudge. Crack is whack, man. Don't you know? Some of those 90s commercials, man. They were, but we were winning the war on drugs back then. We were. You did not mess with, you thought Ronald Reagan was tough? No, Nancy Reagan was the tough one. I love Nancy Reagan. Okay, anyway. She was just a really good person. I really liked her. If you're here, please say hello. Yeah. Before I get started today, there's a poem that's going around that I really like. I'm going to go ahead and read it. That's right. I listen to a lot of
Pine trees lining the winding road.
I've got a name. I love Jim Kersey. It brings back good memories for me. This is why. That's why. All right. So I don't know the name of it, but it's called, the first of it is called In 100 Years in 2020, 2124. And as somebody who's getting a little bit older, I mean, I know I act like, I'm 54. I'm quickly coming up on 60. I know you younger people are like, oh, that's 6 years away. The older you get, the faster it goes. It does. Why do you think us older people wake up so early in the morning? It's because we want to enjoy the damn day. All right. Not always. I'm just yakking. Let's do it. All right. the 100 years in 2024, we will all be buried with our relatives and friends. Strangers will live in our homes, which we fought so hard to build, and they will own everything that we have today, including that car you spent a fortune on. Our descendants will hardly know who we are. How many of us know our grandfather's father? I don't. I never did. They died before I was born. After our death, we will be remembered for a few years. Now, I want to tell you something. My mom had her kids young. I had my kids young, and my kids had their kids young, right? Yeah, this is kind of a carp diem. Yeah, absolutely. After a few years later, our history, our photos, our deeds go into the dustbin of oblivion. We won't even be memories. Maybe if one day we stopped to analyze these questions, we would understand how ignorant and weak the dream of everything was, always having more and more without having time for the things that really worthwhile in this life. I think what they're trying to say there is, I keep telling my kids and my grandkids, I'm like, you got to spend time with me while you can. I'm not going to be around forever, and I know, okay, yeah, I loved my grandma and I got every chance I could to spend time with her. I'm not going to say that I did the best at it because I was an alcoholic. She didn't want to be around me when I was drinking. All right. Yeah. You know, there's something about, at least for me, about my name being carried forward and moving forward. Um, I'm the first. I'm the first of the Millers. And well, the Bateses didn't want me, and the Barlows didn't want me, so I just stuck with Miller, which is actually my older brother's father's last name. I'm not related to him at all. It just happened to be on my mother's name at the time. So all right. Well, let's get to the yets. Let's see. A lot of people that I have been around, yes, we've experienced, and I'm not. This isn't to take away from anything that anybody has gone through. No. Let's talk about bottoms first before we get to that. So that way we kind of know. We kind of know. Morning, Gary. It's good to see you, man. Happy Sunday. I caught you before church, huh? Kind of surprising. Dion's up. Gary, yeah, you've never known me to be up this early, huh? Ever. Because he had torvastatin. It was the statin, man. It was killing me. I've gotten so much shit done in the last month. I'm finally feeling like myself again now that I'm off all these meds. Because I'm not ordinary, I'm extraordinary. And I know I'm too much for people. I know I'm too much. And when people say, well, Dion, you're a little too much, here's my answer. Go find less then, because I'm not going to stop being who I am. Right? And that's one of the things that we miss, But let's talk about bottoms. Because, people run around saying, rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom. You got to find your rock bottom. I don't like these. Suspicious student, verify your Vero account. Okay, let me check my Vero account. I have a Vero account? Where's my Vero account? I better go sign up and check on that. I'll get to you any way they can, even on a Sunday morning at 8:22, which I find highly inappropriate. All right. So there really is, and this is my experience, and I met a lot of people, a lot of Skid Row drunks, a lot of people with liver transplants, and I can tell you these people will tell you there is no rock bottom. I will tell you there is no rock bottom. It does not exist. Because when we say that, what happens is it puts it in the mind of the other person that they must get worse in order to be better. And that's not the case. You could be drinking for 6 months, find out that you're an alcoholic and quit. And even then, it's going to be tough. Now, so what are the yets? So, yeah, let me finish that real quick. There is no real rock bottom. It's one trap door after another till you're dead. Okay. And not a regular death. We're talking an alcoholic death. Alcoholic deaths are not pretty. You just say you're eligible to, and then that'll get rid of the R, and then it'll fit. But it probably did that because you were typing that way. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. It's just one trapdoor after another, and I'm not going to describe. I try and be a little bit more light on Sundays. This is God's day, and I try and have respect with that. Let's see what Scott has to say here. I know there's a bottom lower than the one I hit. I don't ever want to experience that bottom again. Yeah, and you don't have to. How do I do that? I start by living in the moment, thinking of others and connecting with my HP. Absolutely. Yeah, and of course the first requirement is that you don't drink. All right. Which is really what we're going for, isn't it? What we're doing in the beginning of the day. Hey, I'm not going to drink. All right. So when I got sober the first time at 18, when I actually tried, I mean, I've been sober before, but this one was a willing, which is a little more different. Getting off the hooch wasn't nothing. It was a breeze. I saw these other people going through, down at the Phoenix Concept. I met a lot of people that were at the end of their days, and I was 18 at this time, and I was living at the Phoenix Concept. There was one man, he came in and he didn't know his own name for a month. He was that bad. I mean, we didn't have what we had back then. We had to take care of him. Detox, Denver Cares wouldn't do it. They wouldn't take him. Nowadays, you can't get away with that. They wouldn't bring the paddy wagon, right? And he literally stumbled through our door. I'm not kidding. That's how it worked at the Phoenix Concept. That's how we got new people. They literally walked through the door. They didn't know what they were doing because they were so drunk. That's how we caught him. All right. But he bought me my first Batman shirt too. So it's a little, I can still see his face, but I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name because I was 18 at the time and now I'm 54. And I do remember the Batman shirt. He was there for about 2-3 months. Finally got back on his feet. Yes, it took that long. And it turned out that he must have stumbled from a bar downtown or something. Because he owned them. Turned out he owned 3 of the major bars. And he was actually very, very rich. But the man that ran the place, Ray, said, you know what? You found your way here. God put you here. What is that? It should tell you something. And I agreed with him. He's like, I appreciate it, but I have money. And he did the whole pride thing. He gave us a couple $1,000, which honestly doesn't do much. 2 weeks later, he was dead. Yeah. He was dead. And this is not an unusual story. That's not an unusual story. He asphyxiated on his vomit. That means he drank so much and there wasn't somebody there. See, that's the sad part when we drink alone and you drink so much that you black out and then you fall asleep on your back, but there's nobody around you anymore to put you on your side. That's an alcoholic death. Yeah, dying alone, asphyxiating on your vomit with nobody around to give a fuck. They might find you sooner or later. But who will find you? Will it be one of your kids? Will it be your wife? Will it be your husband? Will it be your mother? The choices aren't the best. That's not true either, though, right? So what are some of the yets? Well, it really depends on who you are. See, when I was 18, the yets was everything. See, I didn't lose a house. I never had one. Never lost a wife. Didn't have one. Didn't lose my kids. I didn't have any. There wasn't anything. There wasn't much for me to lose. But when I was 45, so I had 12 years of sobriety. I quit going going to AA meetings about 8, 9 years. Okay, and it took a couple of years for that to, there are a lot of the anger would take a while to come back, but when it did, it was full force. And after 12 years of sobriety, I went out on a Coors Light of all things. Please don't hate me for that. Then the Yets would happen. Lost my current wife, lost my kids, lost my house, lost my car. I lost it all within 6 months. Gone. I was right back where I was, except I wasn't on Skid Row. I tell people that I've been homeless twice, but I had places to sleep. Friends' couches, things like that. I was able to wiggle my way into things. So I don't really consider myself homeless, because before I was living on Skid Row and I didn't have any resources. You know better. Right. So what were some of the yets? I'm going to tell you the biggest yet. Remember when I said that the first time I got off of alcohol, it was easy. This time, it would take me over 2 years. It took me over 2 years of trying to get off. See, I was the color of my wall behind me. In fact, if I was that now, I'd be invisible. All you'd see is a purple shirt, because I'd be the same color. I was jaundice. I don't know how I lucked out, but somehow my liver came back, my kidneys came back. Okay. I'm not going to describe it because you already know. It's a different hell. See, when I would wake up in the morning, I have to explain something else first. See, it doesn't matter whether Dion's drinking or not. His wife is Shannon, and she has a big heart. So there was always somebody to help. And I was helping people as much as I could. And this is so slowly but see, I had all this AA knowledge. Not just AA, but clinical knowledge too. I'm educated. I'm educated on this topic, on alcoholism. Yes, I am. I know it. I probably know it better than almost anybody that I meet, because I'm clinical and I have the experience, and I've been doing it a long time, and I'm still in the program. There's a big thing. There's a lot of people that go into that industry and they leave the program behind. And if you don't replace it with something, because this is a matter of replacement, then the yets start to happen. Now, the yets can be a lot of different things. I mean, maybe you've already been in jails and institutions. See, I got to enjoy jail as an institution as a teenager. That was something that happened at the beginning of my drinking. The beginning, right? So my drinking was going on. My parents were seeing it. I was out of control, so they put me in the psychiatric center, right? And so I was in institutions by the time I was 14. I was a child with a lot of problems, and they just didn't want to deal with it anymore. You know? So the yets can be a lot of things. It really depends on who you are. But a yet is going to be something that somebody else has experienced that you did not. Those are the yets. Yeah. There's a part, I think it's in the 12 by 12 in step 1. I'm going to check. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit out of step 1. In AA's pioneering time, none but the most desperate cases could swallow and digest this unpalatable truth. Even these last gaspers often had difficulty in realizing how hopeless they actually were, but a few did. And when these laid hold of the AA principles with all the fervor with which drowning sees life preservers, they almost invariably got well. That is why the first edition of the book, Alcoholics Anonymous, published when our membership was small, dealt with low bottom cases only. Many less desperate alcoholics tried AA, but did not succeed because they could not make the admission of hopelessness. Okay. At 18, I would not have been let in. Nope. Even though I was living on Skid Row. No, I was not a last gasper. I was not yet. At 45, yes, I would have qualified. So why should we wait? Of course, we know that changed, right? It is a tremendous satisfaction to record that in the following years, this changed. Alcoholics who still had their health, their families, their jobs, and even 2 cars in the garage began to recognize their alcoholism. As this trend grew, they were joined by young people who were scarcely more than potential alcoholics. They were spared, and this is what I was trying to get to. Okay. Now, when you have a head full of AA and a belly full of booze, what happens is things start to become a challenge. And this became a challenge. They were spared that last 10, 15 years of literal hell the rest of us had gone through. It's not required. Okay. The amount that you have gone through is enough. It's enough. I promise you, it is. The gift of desperation is the gift of desperation. It doesn't matter age. None of it matters. Okay? If you've decided, I'm proud of people that, like my sponsor, he's got 34 years, man. Sobered up kind of young. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of people that are doing this when they're 30 and younger, and yeah, I know you think 30 is kind of still young, but just wait till you hit 40, and then you'll be like, shit. All right. So I wasn't going to come on here and say, well, the yets are all the things that I went through that you didn't go through. No, that's not the yets. No. It just means that there's more bullshit out there. It means it doesn't end. It means there is no rock bottom, is what it means. It means you are not required. Okay. What does it take? It takes a psychic change. And that just means you changed your mind. I was born with this disease. I've always had to work at it. Even when I didn't know that I had it back in the 70s and growing up. So, yeah. I thought I'd have more to say on that, but I don't know that I really do. Not without getting into like my past and war stories. Let's go ahead and read today's daily reflection. I bet I'll put money on it. It's on step 11. I bet it is. A sense of belonging. I mean, this was literally the last reading I did in here from the same page. We're going to use a different book. We're going to use this one. Ow! November 10th. All right. When I first came to the program, I thought that humility was just another word for weakness. Oh, yeah. I thought it was weak. That's what men are taught. We are taught that if you share your feelings, if you do this, if you do that, if you say you love God, then you are weak. That's what I was taught. You got to take care of yourself. You got to do that. I'm not trying to make anybody upset, but I'll give you the difference. Yesterday, there was another person in the meeting that wasn't feeling well, and everybody was like, "Oh, gee, I hope you feel better." Not one person said it to me. That's the difference. Don't think I didn't notice. Only one person said, "I hope that they hope I feel better," and that was my sponsee. All right. When I first came, I'm just telling you, I noticed it doesn't change much of anything for me. But in my head, oh gosh, I can make that a fight. Oh, well, that's just not fair. So, these are the things that will frustrate the mind. They will. But I gradually learned that there's nothing incompatible between humility and intelligence, just as long as I place humility first. Yeah. See, alcoholics, and I know people don't want to admit it, but we're highly intelligent, or you wouldn't have gotten away with what you got away with. I don't care if you're a slow reader. I don't care if you're not eloquent or anything else. You're pretty intelligent, or you wouldn't have gotten away with what you got away with. That is why we must place humility before intelligence. Let me tell you something. The less intelligent you are, the better this program will work for you. It's true. Because the more intelligent people can find, oh, they'll look for the loopholes. They'll look for all this other stuff first. Well, the person that just accepted it for what it was is now already moving along. This intelligent person is going to find, oh, well, they're a cult. You see this? Yeah, they're a cult. They're a cult. See, this is wrong. This is wrong. It's wrong. Even though all my best ideas get me drunk. Yeah, all Dion's best ideas lead to alcohol. Okay. Now, when I put humility in there, it changes my thought. It changes my thought process, and I don't think of me as much. I just don't. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that I ignore myself. No, I got to take care of me first. But between me and all the other people that surround me, and look at this. We're Sunday morning at 8:40 in the morning. There's 4 people here. I don't get 4 people very often. See, there's just God had our higher powers has this way of placing us at the right place at the right time, of putting people in our lives. But if I don't have humility in my life, that will not happen. God is not going to send his children to me for me to abuse them. Hey, I know your babysitter's beating the fuck out of you every day, but I gotta send you back there. Would you do that to your child? No, you wouldn't. And if you think God's going to let you do it to his children, there's a consequence, right? So the question is, or really it comes down to pick your consequence. Because consequences are good too. They're not all bad. They're good consequences. Consequences is just the end of what happened, that something will happen. And it's my choice on whether I make that good or bad by my intentions and everything else that I put into that. So as soon as I began to do that, I was told I would receive the gift of faith which would work for me as it has worked and continues to work for countless others who have been freed of their addictions and have found a new way of life in the program. Okay? Now, these conceptions that we have and what we use, these things are thousands of years old. They're not 86 years, 89 years old, however long AA is. No, it is not. It's just that finally somebody put a book together that I can fucking understand. That's really what it is. It had to be presented to me differently than it did other people. And because really, I mean, it even says at one point, because I do feel like our way of life could help anybody. That doesn't mean that you have to, that doesn't mean a non-alcoholic needs to go to meetings and do this and do, no. See, I need to do all of that to remind Dion that he's still an alcoholic and why he does what he does. Because left to my own devices for a week, it's over with. Let's say I stop praying and go to meetings for a week. God, that sounds scary, actually. Think about it. What do you think that week would be like? It would suck. It would just suck for you. It would suck for everyone around you. Now, you're really going to feel those consequences, huh? Have I come to believe in the word of Heine? I don't know that I'm saying that right. That the actions of men are like the index of a book. They point out what is the most remarkable in them. The actions of men are like the index of a book. They point out what is most remarkable in them. Okay, the actions, yeah. Because what I'm hearing there is that actions speak louder than words, and they do. And I'm pretty loud. I'm pretty loud, but that still isn't louder than my actual actions, is it? Yeah, I utilize my actions a lot to show the community how it can be done. And there's a lot of different things that you need to go see Santa today. Good, yeah. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. I don't hear nothing about Christmas yet. Actually, I don't care because I don't. No, it's okay. I'm glad that you're excited to go see Santa. I just don't know why they're doing it so darn early. So, all right. It just seems like as soon as Halloween is over, we're in Christmas. And what about Thanksgiving? You know, or yeah, I just do this kind of help me out. It's the holidays, right? And that would include Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. There we go. See? Yeah. Today I pray. May I never let my intelligence be an excuse for a lack of humility. I think that's a sorry excuse for what I'm asking. But it's a great thing to tell your children. I accidentally found out there was no Santa. I didn't tell my older brother though. He probably already knew. I don't know. But and then I got older and I figured out who Santa was. It's everybody. Everybody's Santa. I probably make a good Santa. I'm getting there. Yeah. No Shave November. It actually isn't No Shave November. It's just laziness. Oh, okay. I'm 4. I bet it's the train ride that you're looking forward to. It's the train ride. Yeah, that'll be fun though. But the excitement is about the adventure, getting out, riding the train, seeing the kids enjoy themselves. That's Santa. Joy. Family time. That's Santa, right? That's what I came down to. Oh. It is so easy if I consider myself reasonably bright and capable of making decisions and handling my own affairs. Now, the thing, I know that I'm intelligent. I know I am. I'm bright. it doesn't do me much good in this situation. Doesn't do me much good. Yeah, Santa is joy. Yeah, God is joy. It's all connected. It's about Christ, man. But I don't want to bring that up here. I've been on the Jesus train for a few months. Just discovering. I haven't made any commitments, anything like that. But, I just want to see how more people are right so I can help more people. To look down upon humility as property of those less intelligent. No. I know there are people, I don't know if they're less intelligent than me or not, but when I meet other people with more humility, I get happy. It just makes me fucking happy. It does, yeah. Humility, I would much rather have humility than intelligence. Now, there's a time in the program or a time that you get to in your own recovery where knowledge is power again, but now you're using it the right way. Now you're using that knowledge. That actually sounds like fun. May I remember that intelligence and humility are both God-given. They're both given. TL, remember, if I have no humility, I have no intelligence. That I agree with. I wasn't being very intelligent out there when I was drinking. No. So I can't believe it's so early. Is this what it's like this early in the morning? For years, I was the person that got up at like 4:30 in the morning. It's nice because it's quiet. It's quiet. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. It just feels like there was something else to say, but it's not. So I hope everybody I agree. Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit because I've been talking to my pastor about it. I mean, this isn't AA. Jesus, from my understanding, is in every religion. He was, yeah, and I've had a couple conversations with, in fact, I had a conversation with Leisure the other day about this. So, they were supposed to be like Jesus and how he treated people. So that's about all I know. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good Sunday. I'm relaxing today. Right. Cool. Have fun. Amber, please be safe. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Peace out. And have a